Nafasi hii nitamwalika aliyekuwa waziri mkuu Mheshimiwa Raila Amolo Odinga ili aweze kuzungumza nasi kwa kifupi. Karibu Mheshimiwa.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, fellow leaders of the people of Kenya, na wananchi wote wa Kenya kwa jumla, hamjambo. Hamjambo tena. We are opening a new chapter of the book we started writing in March 2018. The chapters we have covered so far have been quite interesting and engaging. But it is about to get even more interesting with the chapter we open today of collecting signatures, and then the next three going to the country assemblies, then to Parliament, and then to a referendum. It's a great time to be in Kenya and to participate in the making of history. In these chapters, we are working on our hopes, not fears, in search of the unity and prosperity we all desire. By appending our signature today, after going through the bill, we are stamping a seal of approval of the process, the necessity, it all and final to the document. I appeal to the patriotic Kenyans to come out in record numbers and append their approval in a record time so that we move to the next chapter. I have worked with our people in the processes of change like this one for a long time, and I know for a fact that Kenyans are not slow learners when it comes to seizing the moment for change. I am confident that Kenyans will close this chapter in a record time. At all times, remember that we are doing it in the middle of a pandemic. Throughout this period and beyond, let us pay attention to the COVID-19 protocols. Wear masks, keep social distance, wash or sanitize our hands. Our coordinators across the country must understand that other than collecting signatures, they have a duty to protect the lives of our patriotic citizens who show up to append their signatures. And our coordinators must ensure our citizens know what they are signing. Fellow Kenyans, there is a land we can see, the promised land. We have trekked through the difficult days of hatred and division. We have gone through the wilderness of anger and marginalization. We can see the promised land ahead. But the promised land will never come to us. We have to go to it. That was and that remains the condition for getting to the promised land. We have to keep going. We have got to keep going, keep moving forward, never fearing what lies around the corner. Martin Luther King Jr. said, and I quote, told us, "Cowardice asks the question, is it safe? Expediency asks the question, is it politic? Vanity asks the question, is it popular? But conscience asks the question, is it right?" And there comes a time when we must take a position that is neither safe, nor politic, nor popular, but one must take it because it is right. Tumetoka mbali, mliona kule tulitoka. Kulikuwa Kasarani, na baadaye kukaja Uhuru Park. Kisha tukaja Harambee House. Alafu tukashikana mkono. Na tukasema yaliyopita si ndwele. Tugange yaliyomo na yajayo. And we said we're not going to go back in this. It's a legacy we want to bequeath the people of Kenya, to unite the people so that they can become one people, so that a name does not elicit anger, pain, or happiness only. So that each and every child born in our country, irrespective of their socio-economic status, has equal opportunity to realize their God-given abilities. That all our people can live peacefully. They can access health care irrespective of their financial status. This is what we said that time after those lengthy deliberations with my brother. And there have been now prophets of doom. Oh, this constitution is creating an imperial presidency, recreating it. You're very intelligent and learned people. You will read through those lines and tell us where we are recreating an imperial presidency. I know, because we are victims of imperial presidency and we cannot recreate one. If you have a prime minister nominated by the president, but appointed by parliament, and who can only be removed by parliament, how does that increase the powers of the presidency? It actually reduces the power of presidency. And the prime minister is going to be sitting in the National Assembly and answering questions of members of parliament. And every week going there, prime minister's hour. How I enjoyed that interaction with members of parliament. And they also enjoyed coming to provoke me so that I could blunder. Then ministers are going to be sitting in the National Assembly. They will be asked questions and they will have to answer. And if it is an emergency, it is called question by private notice. It has to be answered within 48 hours. And if the answer is not satisfactory, the speaker will say, I defer the question to next week. The honorable minister must go with the honorable member of parliament to the scene and bring us a satisfactory answer. That makes the government much more accountable, rather than inviting a minister to appear before a parliamentary committee where he's just harassed by members of parliament. Toa hii ndio kuache wewe. This is something that is going to be something new in our view, and we think it's improving. Or you are eroding the independence of the judiciary. How? The executive is there, the legislature and the judiciary. They said the judiciary must be independent, but it must also be oversighted. Where do wananchi go to appeal or to register their complaints against the judiciary? An ombudsman. But how about if the ombudsman is appointed by the Chief Justice, who also is the president of the Supreme Court? And then the ombudsman is supposed to go and report to the Judicial Service Commission, but appointed by the Chief Justice. Of course, this fellow cannot oversight the Chief Justice. That's why it is said the presidency appoints the ombudsman But Ombudsman will be interviewed through a panel, and 3 names submitted to the President, who will pick one of them and send to Parliament for vetting, then finally appointed by the Presidency. How does that erode the independence of judiciary? Many other things have been said about this. It is dividing the people of Kenya. It is not addressing the issues of the common man, Mama Mboga, the Juakali, the watu wa wheelbarrows, and so on. Those are issues which are legislative, not constitutional matters. And each and every government will come with their policies. Those are not things you put in the Constitution. So what we have picked out are issues which are completely essential to improve governance in our country. Oh, the Electoral Commission is going to be appointed by political parties. Everybody among you here who have been around since we introduced multi-party politics in this country will agree that the most transparent elections in our country were those of 2002, conducted by an electoral commission appointed through the IPPG process. The President Moi had already appointed 10 members. The opposition appointed 10. 3 for Kenya, 3 for the Dasili, 3 DP, and 1 Kenya Social Congress. 10. So they were checking the other 10 who have been appointed by President Moi. And therefore it was fairly independent because they were kind of checking each other. If you go to Mexico, that is the thing. In many countries, that is the formula, because the political parties are the actors. In this world, there's nobody who's neutral. Even if you give the Pope the ballot, the Pope will go into the ballot box there and will vote for somebody. So everybody, there's nobody who is neutral or appoint an independent panel to appoint these people. Let them be independent. How? They will counter-checking each other. And political parties will consult among each other. What we are talking about here is not only happening in Kenya. That's how it's done in many other countries in the world, new democracies. So there are things that have gone into this. A lot of thoughts have gone. Very many brains have worked on this. Some of the best brains in this country have been working together with the committee of, with the steering committee. And this is the result. So we are starting a new journey today. And we invite each and every Kenyan to work with us. We are confident that if we come together as a people, nothing can stop us from realizing the Kenyan dream as coined by the founding fathers of our nation. So reggae went in a recess because it was half time. Wachezaji wanarudi kwa kiwanja. Nobody can stop reggae. Ndugu yangu Rais Uhuru Kenyatta, karibu.
Asanteni sana jameni, tuketi. Hamjambo wenzangu? Hamjambo.